Welcome back to another episode of Disney being out of touch. Are we shocked?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'm not going to even beat around the bushes. As you can see, Variety published this article from insiders that said that Disney is allegedly pressuring a lot of creatives to potentially create a new franchise aimed at a Gen Z male audience because most of it is due to like Marvel and Star Wars kind of having not the best time in terms of box office success and Disney Plus viewership. And oh my gosh. Like I don't even know where to begin with just how stupid this all oh my gosh. To basically summarize this article, Disney no like Marvel and Star Wars flopping, Disney look for new male franchise from creatives. I hope that gives you just as much information that you need. Um all I'm gonna say for that is what the hell? Like, I'm sorry, your main takeaway from Marvel and Star Wars, the two brands you bought to aim at men doing terribly, is okay, let them die in the rug. Let us find a new franchise. Like, that's actually insane to me. Like, you're not even gonna put the effort to try fixing them, but like, come on now. And this entire thing has just been a whole okay, so they've been feminizing all these franchises that are aimed at boys by having all these female leads when the issue was just never that in the first place. The issue is much more complex than that, and we're going to get into that. Before I get into that, however, I really want to make it apparent that I am all for original stories. I am a very big supporter of original stories, and I think Hollywood is also currently going through this phase of the realizing that audiences are really wanting more original stories, more interesting original stories, something fresh, something unique, and they're kind of just all franchised now. I think everyone but Disney is really seeing that actually, but I think I'm really appreciating this era of new original movies. And again, I'm very welcoming to the idea of more original stories, especially from Disney because they are probably like the biggest culprits of like non-original stories at the moment. But I think they're seeing the angle of original stories in such a wrong way. Of course, modern Disney being modern Disney, they think of money first. And so they are trying to cash in this newfound popularity of original stories while also trying to attract the audience that's been dwindling at Disney without failing to realize that none of these movies are aimed at a specific audience. They're aimed at so many different kinds of audiences. They're four quadrant movies for the most part. Like anybody could watch them, like mostly everybody. And everybody can agree that they're great stories, and Disney thinks that like they have to focus on one group, and that's not true at all. Like when the people were making K-pop Demon Hunters, I don't think they were thinking of making a girl movie first. They were thinking of making a good story with heartfelt characters and a plot line that just made so much sense that people can relate to. The people behind Sinners, they weren't thinking of a men movie or a male movie. They were thinking of a movie that was good. And I think that's the issue with Disney. They don't have that ideal in them. They just think something needs to be focused on one group rather than focusing on everybody at once and make the story kind of make sense for everybody. Do you know what I mean? Like everything is a marketing opportunity to Disney. Like they have to think it through financially, which is insane to me. They just don't think of art anymore. And it's just really sad. And they just keep missing the point because everything goes back to the fact that they make terrible stories now. Like, oh my god, like I'm sorry, I'm angry. In my last video talking about the success of K-pop Demon Hunters, my main point that I was making was that Disney, in terms of animation at Pixar and animation at Disney, has been very cookie cutter. They've been scared to offend anybody. Like they aren't willing to take risk anymore because they're just scared. Like they think everything's gonna flop if they do it a certain way. They're not letting creatives really shine in their work. It's led to many issues with their latest Pixar movie, Elio. And I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but it's just something that really infuriates me for the creator of that movie. But it's all connected. Like every single issue at Disney is connected to one thing, and that is demographic issues. The need to make someone happy while also making everyone else angry. And it's just something that just digs them into an even deeper hole. And I just don't think they'll ever want to acknowledge it until they're completely at a point where they're not making money at all. The same thing's happening to Marvel and Star Wars. They're creating way too many projects at once because they just don't know what to do with the respective universes after basically the climaxes of their respective franchises. And they're kind of just stuck in this limbo of throwing everything at the wall. And so when they have these specific leads of like, a black woman leading a show or a movie, it becomes a political talking point, but it's not helped by the fact that like a lot of this has terrible writing attached to it. Like, Marvel and Star Wars have a somewhat different issue when it comes to creative risk, because I think that Marvel and Star Wars, being a little bit more separate from the Disney brand, are more allowed to like take risks. Like Marvel, for example, has been exploring more R-rated content, for example. Disney's been allowing them to. But their main issue has been they just don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. Like, they genuinely don't know what the fuck they want to do with their franchises. Star Wars has been in that situation since the Disney trilogy ended. Like, they genuinely don't know what the fans want anymore, so they're throwing everything they can at the fucking wall to see what people like. And what ends up happening is nobody likes the shit that they're putting out anyways. Like, nothing that they're putting out is good. For Marvel, after Endgame, everyone was wondering, where the hell are we taking the story? And it seemed like we're kind of entering that frame with King a little bit. But then Jonathan Majors goes through some weird fucking scandal, and so they have to scrap Kang, and now they have a new big bad they got to focus on, which is Doctor Doom, which is being played by Robert Downey Jr., a beloved actor from the original MCU. And like, the issue with that is there has been no build up to Doom at all in any of these movies, besides a Fantastic Four post-credit scene. Nothing has really made these characters connect or see a common thread that could be built. That is Doctor Doom. Like the way Thanos was built up in the original phases of the MCU that led up to Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. There is nothing about these stories that feel like there's any effort put into them, like they know what they're doing anymore. And so when like a female actor leads these projects that are already pretty terrible and not doing well, or like a black person leads these projects that are already pretty terrible and are not guaranteed to make money anymore, what ends up happening is groups of people get thrown under the bus instead. Instead of focusing on the fact that there just genuinely is terrible planning and storytelling at Disney and Marvel, Star Wars, whatever, entire groups of people are being shoved under the fucking rug because the lead of that project was like a black woman, a gay man, whatever. Like, it's insane to me. Like, oh my god, the levels of like genuine, like, I'm sorry, I have to stop ranting. The reason why I'm calling Disney out of touch is because rather than asking, I don't know, is our storytelling off right now? Are creatives a little confused on what to do with the franchise? Should we let them take a pause for a second and really focus on what to do next with their respective franchises and universes? No, they're never going to do any of that or ask themselves that because they want to make the most money possible. So they'll release anything no matter how sloppy it is. And they knew at some point it's going to make money regardless, but now people are smart enough to realize that Disney's feeding them slop. And so they stop showing up to see their franchises, and they kind of just don't expect much from Disney anymore. They kind of lost faith in the Disney brand. They're not expecting quality storytelling from them anymore. And rather than seeing that as the issue, Disney sees it as okay, maybe we need to start focusing on this audience more. That's not the problem. The problem is not demographics. The problem is you don't make good stories. And the few times you actually had hits were because you had good stories. And if you notice, most of the time you actually had a hit in recent years were with a diverse cast. Because again, people don't give a fuck about who's leading the project. They give a fuck about the story. It is so embarrassing seeing other studios do extremely well because they realized that when they let the creatives take control and let them do the story they want to do and let them tell the story they want to tell, they actually get good results and good box office because they learned this so soon. Like, and Disney is out here full on still going by their 2016 playbook that is not working anymore in this current climate. Nobody's clamoring to revive franchises anymore. Nobody's clamoring to get the same fucking story all over again. Nobody wants that anymore. And that's exactly why last week, the movie Weapons completely obliterated Freakier Friday to a sequel to a movie from the early 2000s that nobody fucking asked for. While Weapons, an R-rated horror original movie, did extremely well. It's going to probably surpass 200 million worldwide. It's insane to me. Like, and do you want to know something really funny about all of these movies? Majority of them have a fucking diverse cast. They have women leading them. They have black people leading them. Some of them have gay people leading them. Like, and they're still doing well. So you can't use the excuse of like, okay, maybe like we didn't focus enough on a different demographic. Like, every demographic is watching these shows and movies that feature people who aren't in that demographic. Like, the creative process at Disney's so bad that other studios have noticed it. Like, do you realize how bad it is for an executive at another studio to contribute to the article and basically give you advice like, Disney, wake the fuck up and start trying again? Like, that is actually so embarrassing. Like, they are literally telling you, look, our movies are doing much better than yours because we actually are giving good stories to the world. You are focused on the past, and it's like, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it today, you know, to protect my sanity because of just how fucking stupid this all is. This is just something that really infuriates me as someone who's trying to get into marketing. Like, if you are someone who's in the marketing, communication, PR, whatever world, I know you are just as angry when you see headlines about Disney doing stupid shit like this. But anyways, it's over to you guys. Do you guys think that Disney has a male movie, TV show problem? Like, they need to focus more on men too? Or do you agree with me? Like, they need to stop focusing on specific demographics and start thinking about what can make a good story first? Because I've come to a point where I'm just over it. Like, even I don't even show up to watch some of these Disney movies. Like, I'm genuinely just, I can't take it. I can't. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more pop culture commentary. Bye.